Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Cowen. I am the president of the Deerfield Beach Computer Club since 2005. I want to welcome all of you today, August the 12th, 2022. It's a Good Friday. I guess they all are, I imagine, to some people. And I hope today, though we have a smaller turnout than usual, quality means a lot more to me than quantity. You're all quality people, and I appreciate your attendance today. There are a couple of things I'd like to do. First thing, I have a poll that I would like to show you, and please answer. There are two questions here. I'm going to show the first one now. Do you all see it? Please answer the question.
Yes.
I'll wait.
You read it?
It says, what devices are you using to sign into today's meeting?
Thank you.
I'm on my iPad. I don't see iPad.
I'm typing submit. I hit tapping submit, but it's not moving.
Barry,
Okay,
I'm using an iPad and I don't see it on there.
it's there.
Scroll down.
It's under Chromebook.
Sorry, I didn't go down. Okay.
You have to scroll down to see all the devices, folks.
Yep. Sorry about that.
We're going to give it a few seconds, and we'll see what they got. 41% people participating so far. 50. Once we get up to that number, we'll show you what the results are. It looks like we've got laptop at 50%, and coming around the turn, it's desktop at 33%. Laptop still leading by 2 lengths.
Question 2.
Yep, here we go. 50% participation. Let's give it a little more time.
What is question 2, please?
I'll be getting to that in a moment.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, we're moving along. That's 58%. I'm waiting for everybody to answer before I move on. There are actually 7 choices listed: are desktop, laptop, Chromebook, iPhone, iPad, Android phone, Android tablet, or telephone. That pretty much covers everything.
Gotcha.
All right, 58%. Let's give it another couple of seconds. We're about 2 minutes into it. We have plenty of time.
You're never going to have 100% because you and I can't answer.
That's right, we can't. Okay. Well, I think we'll just end it and let's see what the results are. Okay. Right now, it looks like laptop won. Here, we're going to share the results with you. You all see it?
Yes.
So it looks like laptop was a clear winner there based on 7 of 12 people. All right. Everyone saw that. Next, I believe I have one more question here. Should the club resume bi-weekly meetings? Do you see it?
No, it was on the first. It was on the first sheet, Barry.
Oh,
So-
okay.
When you took it off, it's all gone.
All right. Let me see if I can get it back. It doesn't matter because it really says, should the club resume bi-weekly meetings? Yes, no, 1 meeting per month is enough, or I'm not sure. Let's have everybody just raise your hand, okay? How many people feel we should go back to the 2 meetings per month? Raise your hand. Okay. It's really, we've got 13 people today, so it's not really a big representation, but I think we should try. September is the month when everything comes back. The Century Village Reporter comes back into publication in Century Village East. So I may give it a try. We'll see. Just stay tuned. All righty. So thank you for participating in that poll. Now we move on to today's guest speaker. Well known to all of us is my good friend Bob Gostischa, who is not only a retired banker, but he is known as the vast evangelist. He's converted many people. And he's also our resident security expert for APCUG. And he's got some excellent mini presentations to show us, after which I've got some that I've gotten from a variety of sources. And then we'll have sort of a question and answer. And if we have time remaining, we'll discuss any type of other computer questions that you may have in mind. So Bob, take it away, my friend. The screen
Hey,
is yours.
I put information into the chat for the presentations that I'll be doing, including the links to the YouTube channel if you wanted to look at those videos again or more closely. Google Photos. It's where I store all of my photos. Have you ever gotten surprised when Google notified you that they've created a short video or maybe even a collage or an animation for you? And you're wondering, that's nice, but how do I do these wonderful things on my own? Let me show you how that's done. Select Google Photos. When it opens up, tap on Library down at the bottom right, and up on top now you see something that's called Utilities. Select it, and once this opens, scroll down to something that's called Create New. There we go, Create New. And look at this, animations, collages, and movies. It's there. You don't have to wait to be surprised anytime you want to create an animation, a collage, or a movie. Select the function. Let me do it the easy way and select collage. Now you get in collages, you get to select 2 to 9 photos of your choice. Let's just do it this way. When you've selected as many as you wanted, up to a maximum of 9, go back up and create. And there is your collage. No, you can't arrange them the way you'd like. You still have to depend on that little genie inside your Google Pixel or whatever Android phone you have. It decides how to arrange these. But at least you now know how you can create your own collage, not have to wait for it to be created for you at the whim of Google Photos. That's for collages. Of course, you can also do that for animations. Again, you will have to pick the pictures, and you can do that for a movie. Animation, select 2 to 50 photos, and it'll create an animation. For the movies, the same thing. Movies, select photos and videos, and it will create a movie for you. And that's how easy it is. You can either select or you can choose one of the already created themes available in the movie creation section. That's how easy it is. Next time you want an animation, a collage, or a movie, just remember these steps and have fun. Enjoy Google Photos. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, that was Android. Now here's some more stuff.
Picture in picture. Here's how you can do 2 things at the same time. Here's my little problem this morning. I'm trying to keep an eye on an outside cam, but I also want to help some folks on the Avast support forum. How do I do both? Simple. If you're using a Chromium-based browser And it doesn't matter. Right now, I happen to have the Avast Secure browser open, but this will work on almost any Chromium-based browser, which means Chrome, Edge, any of the others that you can think of. Go back to the actual cam itself, do a right click on the picture, and select Picture in Picture. Now you'll notice this went dark, and right here is the actual picture in picture. Now I can go back to the Avast support forum and look. I'm still watching my cam, but I can now go ahead and start answering some of the questions and some of the problems that someone's posted on the support forum. One way to do two things at the same time. After all, time is precious. Multitasking is one way to solve a time dilemma. And as you get older, you got less time, so you might as well put whatever you can to use in your favor. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. By the way, you can always go back to the tab directly from here. Just select it, and now you're back to the tab. Of course, at that point, I don't have the picture here anymore, but right-click, Picture in Picture. Now I can go back here, and it's back on that other website. Bye-bye. Got a new router? Here's how to simplify your network setup. Simplify network setup by reusing your SSID and password. Did you get a shiny new Wi-Fi router to help with all your stay-at-home internet activities? You're probably not alone. And thanks to the rise in video conferencing, streaming, and other internet-related activities across the home. But the worst part is updating all your devices with the new Wi-Fi name and password. That is, unless you do the smart thing and reuse your SSID and password. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. Every new router, Wi-Fi or otherwise, comes with a preset SSID, which is the service set identifier, and a password. It's tempting to just roll with that because you don't have to fiddle around in admin settings to update anything. But you're putting a lot more work on yourself. If you swap out routers and keep the new SSID and password combo, that means you must update every single Wi-Fi device in your home. In my home, that means all the cell phones, tablets, laptops, smart speakers, smart TVs, smart cameras, smart alarm, smart outlets, light bulbs, vacuum, and more. Modern homes have moved from half a dozen connected Wi-Fi devices to dozens of Wi-Fi devices. But you don't have to go through all of that. Make your life easier by changing the SSID and password on your new router to match your old router's SSID and password. When your Wi-Fi devices try to connect to your network, the first thing they do is look for a network that matches the SSID you previously told them to use. It won't know that the router hardware changed, just that the address is right. Then it will provide the password, which matches and automatically connect. You won't have to do anything to reconnect all your devices. They'll connect automatically. There are some exceptions you need to keep in mind. Of course, life isn't always simple, so there are two exceptions to this advice we must mention. First, this may not work if you're upgrading from an ancient router that uses an outdated security protocol like WEP. Even if you use the same password, it won't look the same to the machine involved. The other exception is that if you're using a very weak network password, or worse, no password. If your current Wi-Fi password is password, or you don't have one at all, stop it you're asking for someone to use your network for whatever they want. If your Wi-Fi already feels slow, that might be the very problem you're facing. See Review Geek for the full article on this topic. Just follow the link listed. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bob, hold up one second. We have a question from Steve Carcieri. Steve?
Regard
What's your question, Steve? Steve, I can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
Can you delete a picture in the collage after you've created it?
No.
You can't,
What?
huh?
Once the collage is created, it's created. You can just create a new one and leave out the one you don't want and then share the newly created one.
So
But
you'd
you
have to, you have to negate all those pictures then and start over.
Yeah, you just get rid of that collage and create a new one with the ones you actually want. You can't rearrange them and you can't delete anything from it once it's been created.
Yeah, I've got the same problem on Facebook where they create a collage for you and there are some pictures that, are irrelevant. And I guess I wasn't able to delete them, so I should try to delete the whole segment then, right?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Don, you're next.
Now, on the router, I've got it, the new 1200 baud from Xfinity on there, and it was still only running, instead of 1200, it's still only running 2. They told me to do a direct connect, which I did. I got a new cable, connected it, but they're telling me now that my card, the direct connect card in the computer, isn't fast enough. What do I need? What other, to get a new card, to get up to speed? What do you recommend?
If you can't update the hardware, then you can't increase your speed. You may have to get a new computer.
So they said that the plug-in card, the direct connect card, was an old one and I needed to get a new one of those. Are there faster direct connect cards that I can get?
Who is your internet service provider?
Xfinity.
And that's the people to contact.
Okay. All right. They're clueless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, Larry, you're next.
Yes, I've got a comment about renaming your Wi-Fi SSID. I've noticed in my building here at Harwood C, there are a number of SSIDs that have the actual address and apartment. And I don't think that's a good idea because the SSIDs are basically public information. Security-wise, I don't think it's a good idea to publish that you have an internet connection like that. So I would recommend either making up a unique name or leaving the name of the device, which is usually the default.
Bob?
If you leave it with the default, that means that when you put in a new modem router, you're going to have to set up all your devices all over again to that new information. The whole reason for changing it on the unit is because then your devices don't have to be changed. So you got a choice. You can either secure your router modem with the same information that you have on the old one, and that should have been secured to start off with. Okay. You can't, if that's why at the end it says, if you're not using a password, or if you're using a password like password, then forget it. Start with something, and then you're going to have to go through changing the information for each device, because it will not connect if things change.
Well, my real concern was naming the device your address.
Yeah, well, that's a security thing. It's like, I'm broadcasting my name all over the place.
Right.
It still means nothing if they don't know what the password is, because just knowing that this is me doesn't mean you get to use all my information if you haven't got the password. The important part in that case would be the password.
Does that answer your question, Larry?
It wasn't a question, it was just a comment about
Okay,
using
well-
your address as an SSID name.
yeah, that's service set identifier, I believe that stands for. And okay,
PayPal invoice scams aren't going away. Scammers are always looking for new ways to steal your personal details or money, and over the past few months, an exploit in PayPal's invoice system is being used to create convincing phishing messages. Here's how the scam works. PayPal allows sellers to create invoices, which can then be sent to customers' PayPal account to pay for a product or service. However, PayPal doesn't seem to do a great job when it comes to checking if invoices are legitimate or not. Recently, scammers have been using invoices to trick people into sending money to other accounts. It's not clear when this method became popular, but there are reports going back as far as 2020 and earlier. The scam involves sending a PayPal user an email telling them to pay for something. The email received identified the sender as the billing department of PayPal, with a message saying $1,000 has been debited to your account from the Walmart e-gift card purchase, and that it should contact a phone number for customer support. Another version, identified by the Virginia Commonwealth University, asks for $450 for Bitcoin crypto, with a different phone number listed. Apparently, the only similarities between all the messages are "Here's your invoice" or "Invoice updated" at the top, and a button that says "View and Pay Invoice." Unfortunately, those also appear for legitimate invoices from actual businesses. The emails are sent through the same service@paypal.com email address as other account notifications, making them seem more legitimate. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. Here's a tip on how to avoid the scam. The easiest way to ignore this specific attack is to not pay any invoices for a product or service you didn't purchase. However, invoices are different than purchase notifications. If PayPal sent you a confirmation email for purchasing an item, then someone might have stolen your PayPal account, and you should contact PayPal customer support right away. If you receive a sketchy email or message about PayPal payments, you should go to paypal.com or the apps for iPhone and Android instead of clicking any links from the message. The activity page on your PayPal profile will show any recent payments or requests, and you can check for any invoices from the activity page by clicking Status and then Invoices to Pay. Hopefully, PayPal will crack down on invoice abuse, so this won't be a common occurrence anymore. PayPal isn't alone either. The popular money transfer service Zelle and many other well-known services are also frequent targets for scammers. Thanks to Corbin Davenport for his excellent article on this topic published on How to Geek. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
great. Does anyone have any other questions for Bob on what you've just seen?
Larry's got his hand up.
Okay, Larry.
You're muted, Larry.
I'm sorry, I forgot to take it down.
Okay, Steve,
Steve,
I
what's your
received that
question?
PayPal, I received that PayPal invoice and I figured it was a scam right away, but I get so many. I got one from Poland and even the legitimate ones, you know, I can't even trust them anymore. So I can't click on anything. I've got to do it the manual way by dialing their phone number, looking it up and so forth. So I can't trust any email anymore because of what's going on. It's
That's right.
just rampant.
And you're getting the Ukrainian ones too now, are scams,
Yeah,
telling you that you made a donation to Ukraine and they need it to be verified to make sure that the Ukrainian people get it and not
Yeah.
into, and that's a good one. Dorothy,
I keep getting an email from PayPal that they can't pay because of my credit card. Is that legitimate? I mean, can I call them and tell them that what the new date is?
not from the phone number that they give you in the email.
Okay,
Okay, anytime you contact PayPal, do it because you have the phone number already. You contact them through a known secure phone number. You have a PayPal account, so you go to your PayPal account and from there you can contact them. But
okay,
don't do it through a phone number in an email or a link in an email, because that's not necessarily coming from PayPal.
okay,
But then that goes automatically also for things coming from banks, credit cards, any place else. If it's not something you asked for and they're replying to you, it may not be legitimate.
okay, great. Thank you, Bob, for those excellent mini presentations.
Okay.
As
Ada has a
though,
question.
Ada
ahead,
has a question.
You're muted. You're muted, Ada. Ada, you're muted.
Unmute yourself, Ada.
Which one would you recommend over PayPal? I've been using PayPal for many years, but a lot of my friends use Zelle.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with PayPal and there's nothing wrong with Zelle. Just make sure that you actually speak to Zelle when you have their services and that you actually speak to PayPal if you have a problem. And the best way to do that is by you actually contacting them through logging into your account. Okay,
Thank you.
what you don't want to do is to click on a link or call a phone number that's in an email, especially if it's not one that you asked for. If you ask them a question and they're responding, well, that's coming from them. But if you get an email out of the blue with something to do with your PayPal account, don't respond to it. Contact them on your own.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Judy, good morning. You have a question? Please unmute yourself.
Isn't Zelle free, whereas PayPal costs something?
PayPal doesn't cost anything.
I thought there was a fee involved with PayPal if you transferred money.
No, PayPal is a payment system.
And
It actually, PayPal, if you're using PayPal, the people that you're paying to never ever know who the money is coming from.
And they put it in escrow, don't they? Until it's actually, they won't release it until you actually receive the item. And they have a great guarantee on it, warranty, don't they, Bob?
Correct.
So that's a
PayPal
very
is
safe
great.
thing.
PayPal is a great way to make payments to companies you really don't know a whole lot about because they don't get your information. They get a token that tells the company that the payment has been made. That's all they ever get to see. They don't get any information about you. And that's totally free.
If you wanted to give money to a friend in exchange for something,
There may be a service fee that's charged. If you're donating something to somebody, there could be a fee involved. But if you're making a payment to pay for a product, and one of their options for payment is PayPal, there isn't any fee involved. The company would wind up paying a fee, not you.
I guess when I used the PayPal years ago, I did that, but I thought that if I sold my tickets to you and you wanted to transfer money to me, we're not companies, it's easier to use Zelle and then there's no fees involved.
Not aware of that. I don't
Okay.
think there's ever been a fee that I've used. Zelle, of course, is a bank app too. I mean,
Correct.
and also you got to be very careful about wiring anything. That is a dangerous kind of transmission. Am I correct, Bob?
Yeah, I never wire anything. There's no reason to use a wire.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me go on to my little spiel here. Before I go to my mini presentations, I want to tell you that they're borrowed from the Geeks on Tour and from Apple Support. And I called the Apple Support copyright lawyer to get permission to use their videos because they're free to the public. So there's no copyright issues involved in what you're seeing. So let me see if I can get going here. It's going to take me a second. Let's start with this one.
Or tap the thumbnail when you finish recording to swipe through all the images you captured. And that's how to never miss a photo op, even when recording video. Thanks, Don.
Okay, I'm gonna go back. Let's go back to the beginning and pick it up there. Excuse me.
You can take photos while recording video on your iPhone. Here's a tip from Don at Apple. While recording on video or slow-mo in the camera app, tap the shutter button that appears in the corner. You can find the pictures later in the Photos app. Or tap the thumbnail when you finish recording to swipe through all the images you captured. And that's how to never miss a photo op, even when recording video. Thanks, Don.
Okay, that's pretty good, huh?
That's cool.
Now, this one, let's see if I can stop my share here. I'm gonna go back a second. Something happened here. Okay, this is what I want.
Want to learn more about your sleep habits and
Nope,
create
I
a
don't
better
want that.
routine?
Have to
Here's how
share
your
it.
Apple Watch can help you track your sleep, starting in Watch OS 7.
Barry, you're not
We'll show
sharing your
you how to
screen.
add a sleep
Okay,
schedule,
hold on.
use sleep mode, and view
I'm
your
gonna
sleep
stop it.
history. Before
Now.
you start, make sure you've set up sleep and turned on sleep tracking on your Apple Watch. Just
It's
open the
not
sleep
sharing?
app and follow the
No.
prompts.
No share.
Also, you'll need to wear
Okay,
your
hold on.
watch to bed to track your sleep.
I'm trying here.
Your watch will remind you to charge it an hour before your scheduled bedtime if the battery
Okay,
is
we're
below
gonna share a
30%.
screen here, right here. Hold on.
Let's start by adding a sleep schedule.
You can have a different schedule for every day of the week to best fit your routine.
Other one.
Open the Sleep app.
Hold on.
Scroll down and tap Full Schedule,
It's moving ahead on me for some reason.
then
It's
scroll
also
down
figured
and
out a screen
add
share.
another schedule.
Yeah, I've got to stop it.
Here, you'll see a suggestion of days to include.
Hold on.
If you want to change it, just tap the days.
I'm gonna stop it
Once your
right there.
days are set,
I got it. I got it. Okay, it's all right. We're okay. I'm good. Let's go to this one here. I'm gonna pick it
Share
up.
your screen first.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Mm-hmm. All right. Share the screen, and now I'm over here. This one is very important because it shows
We're
you
not
how to
seeing your,
use.
we're not seeing your screen. Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. This is how to use
From the
Assistive Touch.
beginning.
Yep, I'm gonna go back. And I'm gonna expand the screen.
With Assistive Touch, you can customize how you navigate and use your iPhone or iPad. whether that's replacing a button press with a gesture or returning to the home screen with a tap instead of a swipe. Here's how. We'll show you how to turn on and use Assistive Touch, and then how to customize it. Let's start by turning it on. You can add Assistive Touch as an accessibility shortcut or ask Siri to open it. You can also find it in Settings. Just scroll down, tap Accessibility, tap Touch, tap Assistive Touch, and tap to turn it on. The Assistive Touch menu button will now appear on screen. You can tap the button for quick access to dozens of different device functions, like returning to the home screen, opening Control Center, bringing up Siri, and more. To move it, touch and hold the menu button, then drag it to a new spot. The menu button will automatically stick to the closest edge of the screen. The menu button will dim when not in use, but you can change its opacity by tapping Idle Opacity at the bottom of the screen. To use Assistive Touch, tap the button to open the menu, and then tap to select one of the functions. For example, you can now open Control Center with a tap instead of a swipe. Next, we'll go over how to customize Assistive Touch to fit your needs. In Assistive Touch settings, you can change how you interact with the menu button and add new functions to the menu itself. You can assign different Assistive Touch functions to a single tap, double tap, or long press of the button. By default, tapping the button once will open the Assistive Touch menu. You can also create a new gesture by recording custom taps and swipes, which you can activate from the Assistive Touch menu later. To customize the Assistive Touch menu, tap Customize Top-Level Menu. You can change one of the button's functions by tapping an icon, or you can add a new function by tapping the Add button, which looks like a plus sign. Then, tap the new icon that appears in your Assistive Touch menu layout and select a function from the list. We'll select Screenshot. Then, tap Done. Now we can take a screenshot without having to press two physical buttons at the same time. Tap the menu button and your customized menu will open. Then tap Screenshot. Nice! You can tap the menu button again to select a different function, like returning to the home screen. Now you're ready to start using Assistive Touch on your iPhone. To learn more about accessibility features, check out our accessibility playlist or click another video to keep watching.
What do you think of that one? Pretty good, huh?
Yeah,
All right, let's see what else I got here.
keep on the iWatch.
If you're asked
Yeah,
to
I've gotta-
provide some
I've gotta
extra
keep that
information while making an app store,
Have to share your
subscription-based, or
screen
in-app
first.
purchase on your iPhone,
That's not
Here's
what I
what to
wanted
do.
to use. Hold on.
we'll show you how to update your payment information.
Okay, hold on. Okay, here it is. No,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
If you're asked to provide some extra information while making an app store, subscription-based, or in-app purchase on your iPhone, here's what to do. We'll show you how to update your payment information and how to authenticate your purchase with your financial institution. Before you start, make sure you know your Apple ID and password. You might also need your payment information. If your payment method is a credit or debit card, you might need the card number, expiration date, security code, and billing address. Depending on your region or payment method, you might be asked for additional information from your financial institution, like your username, password, PIN, and phone number linked to your account. We'll start by showing you how to update your payment information. If the transaction doesn't go through when you're making a purchase, there might be a problem with your payment method. Follow the prompts if you're asked to provide additional payment information.
You might need to enter your Apple ID password or authenticate with Face ID, Touch ID, or your iPhone passcode. On the Manage Payment screen, you'll find your list of payment methods linked to your Apple ID. There might be a note in red text next to the payment method that can't be charged. To fix it, tap the payment method and update your information. If your payment method is a credit or debit card, you might need to enter the security code or CVV that's printed on the card. Once your payment method is updated, tap Done. And then return to the App Store or other payment screen to complete your purchase. You can update your payment and shipping information anytime in Settings. And you might need to add a new payment method if you run into the issue again. Now we'll go over what to do if your financial institution asks you to authenticate your purchase. In some countries and regions, you might need to verify your purchase because of local regulations. If this happens, you'll see a notification that will redirect you to your financial institution's website or app. Tap OK to continue, and then follow the prompts. This might include logging in with your account username and password, or providing an extra PIN or code from your financial institution. Once your information is approved, you can head back to the App Store or other payment screen to complete your purchase. If you still need help, contact Apple Support, your financial institution, or your card issuer. To learn more about your Apple devices, subscribe to the Apple Support YouTube channel, or click another video to keep watching.
Okay, that's great.
That was, you were showing the sleep feature in your iWatch. You still have that one?
Yes, I have how to track your sleep with your iWatch.
What, yeah, you started that a minute ago. I'd like to see that if everyone doesn't mind.
Okay, all right, let me see if I could get it. Hold on. I've got to stop for a second
Okay.
and get up to this one, and I want to share the screen. Yeah, I got this down now. Go ahead. There we go. Now I'm going to start it from the beginning.
Habits and create a better routine? Here's how your Apple Watch can help you track your sleep, starting in Watch OS 7.
You can hear that, right?
Yes.
We'll show you how to add a sleep schedule, use sleep mode, and view your sleep history. Before you start, make sure you've set up sleep and turned on sleep tracking on your Apple Watch. Just open the sleep app and follow the prompts. Also, you'll need to wear your watch to bed to track your sleep. Your watch will remind you to charge it an hour before your scheduled bedtime if the battery is below 30%. Let's start by adding a sleep schedule. You can have a different schedule for every day of the week to best fit your routine. Open the Sleep app, scroll down and tap Full Schedule, and then scroll down and tap Add another schedule. Here, you'll see a suggestion of days to include. If you want to change it, just tap the days. Once your days are set, tap the alarm button and use the digital crown to select what time you'd like to wake up. Tap Set to move on. If you want to change your alarm settings, you can do that here. Now, scroll down and check your bedtime. You'll see a suggestion based on the sleep duration goal you chose when you first enabled sleep on your watch. If you want to change it, just tap the time. And when everything is filled out, tap Add. Your sleep schedule will sync with your iPhone, and any change you make on your watch will apply to your iPhone as well. Once you've set a schedule, your Apple Watch will go into sleep mode when it's time to go to bed. Sleep mode activates Do Not Disturb and disables Raise to Wake, so the display stays dark and shouldn't wake you. Tap the display to quickly view the time or check that your morning alarm is set. To temporarily disable sleep mode and use other features on your watch, tap the display and turn the digital crown until your watch unlocks. Sleep mode will become active again once the display goes dark. You can turn sleep mode on or off manually at any time from Control Center. Just touch and hold the bottom of the display on any screen and swipe up, and then tap the sleep icon. Rise and shine. Your alarm will go off at your chosen wake-up time, and you'll hear a sound from your watch and feel a tap on your wrist. If your watch is in silent mode, you'll just feel a tap. Tap Stop to dismiss your alarm. This will turn off sleep mode, and you'll see a summary that shows you the current time, your battery status, and what the weather looks like for the rest of the day. Want to take a more detailed look at how you've been sleeping? Open the Sleep app and scroll down. You'll see how long you slept the night before, along with times when you may have woken up. After you've tracked your sleep for a little while, you'll see how much sleep you're getting compared to the week before. You can view sleep data from the past 14 days here on your watch, or you can see more information about your sleep history in the Health app on your iPhone. And that's how using the Sleep app on your Apple Watch can help you track your sleep and meet your sleep goal. For more Apple Watch tips, subscribe to the Apple Support channel, or click another video to keep watching.
Pretty good, Don, huh? Don, was that okay?
With Family Setup, you can use your iPhone to set up and
Okay.
manage an Apple Watch for a family member, such as a child
Yeah, we're
who
gonna
doesn't
stop.
have their
Okay, that's it. That's it for this.
That was very helpful.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a presentation with sharing my iPhone screen. We're going to talk about some very important things here. I'm going to share, and I'm going to mirror this. You can see it.
No.
You will in a second, promise you. Takes a little time to connect. There we go. All right, so now what we're going to talk about today, you see this section here where you see where that's mirroring, you can actually see it blinking on and off.
Yes.
So it's sending the iPhone screen over to the desktop to the Zoom. Now, notice that when you usually want to see, this is called the control panel. You usually, from your main screen, swipe down from the left to the bottom to get to it. Or if you have a phone that has a home button on the bottom, you would swipe up. But look how, when you have 165 apps, you really want something that's convenient. You don't want to waste time trying to see all these things. So iPhone came up with an amazing thing. Instead of going back and swiping to this each time, called the hidden menus. Watch. If you touch any icon, I'm going to touch the camera icon, and it automatically brings up an automatic drop-down menu. Hitting any one of these things will start everything automatically. In this case, this menu will vary with the app that you select. But that's really cool, isn't it? And let's see if I go to an account. I'm going to go to Bank of America, and I press that down. You touch it once. Now I can do Zelle transfers, deposit a check. You can do that without even going to the bank. Pay a bill, start an ATM withdrawal, or you can just edit the home screen or share it. All right, let's see another one. Here's another one I use all the time. I like to use the shopping apps a great deal. And let's see where it is. Shopping. Well, I've got Google Apps. Here it is. Let's say you go to Amazon. Look at this. You just touch and it comes with an automatic menu that drops down. So you can search, see a cart, view your orders, get today's deals without having to even go back and type it in. It takes you there automatically.
What's the name of this feature again, Barry?
It's called hidden menus, hidden app menus.
Okay, and that's on your control panel.
Right. Well, no, it depends on the apps that you've got on your phone. It's taken off of the apps that are on your phone. Here's Costco. So you've got a whole bunch of options there. Here is Home Shopping Network. Here is, I've got a whole bunch of stuff here. Is Walmart.
Erase that one.
Yep. Now, it depends on what apps you have on your screen, obviously. There's QVC. Whoops, didn't want to do that. If that shakes, you just do that. And let's go to stocks. Sometimes it won't have a menu associated with it. Let's see what else we got. We have calendar. You can add an event right from the screen without going to the calendar in here. This is a way of bypassing everything. Now, one other thing I'm showing you here, if you click settings, you can now see your Bluetooth, whether your Wi-Fi is turned on, whether your cellular data is active, and battery. And this is the thing that is extremely important to us right now, because especially with the heat coming up, I get complaints from a lot of people telling me my battery, the iPhone battery, is dead. And I'm going to give you some tips in a few moments on how to avoid that major issue. So let's take a look at battery. When you look at that, the first thing you see is low power mode. When you turn that on, it will reduce background activity like downloads and fetching your mail till you can fully charge your phone. So you can see this is an older phone. This is an iPhone 11, and the battery health is about 86%. That's pretty low. My regular iPhone 13 Pro Max is at 100% still after a year or so. That's because the battery is so large that they made it with a huge, heavy battery. It's not removable, unfortunately, like some phones are, but it still gives you a day or so without recharging it. Here is a thing you want to make sure that you have checked. Optimized battery charging should be checked for sure, because to reduce battery aging, iPhone actually learns from the charging routine. So if you have low power on, what it's going to do, as soon as it reaches 80%, it turns it off immediately. So, and you don't want to charge your iPhone, let it drop all the way down to 0 or 10% or 20%. If that happens, you'll get a red warning in the corner. And it means that your battery life can be affected if that's what you do. All right, so let's see else. We had settings. Let's go to talk about some battery issues that need to be addressed to help you. Now, does updating an iOS drain battery life? You might think so, because battery issues after you update are common, and for a good reason. In days following a big update like iOS 15, most users will notice their phone battery draining faster because of a higher volume of background tasks and app updates that come with the new software. Battery life for most users will return to normal after a few days, but for those of you with older handsets, battery drains may linger as new features put a strain on devices with older processors. While some of the battery drain is unavoidable, there are things you can do to optimize its use. And I just showed you one here, the optimized battery charging. I'll go through that one more time. Just touch settings, touch battery, and there down here, when you go to battery health, you scroll down to the bottom and you make sure that optimized battery charging is on. What that means is it protects your battery by preventing the aging that occurs when a lithium-ion battery is held at 100% charge. It predicts your schedule based on your use patterns and delays charging as needed to allow your phone to reach full charge right when you need it. That way, if it doesn't sit in a high tension state known as trickle charging, then which damages the health of your battery. While charging your battery all night used to damage your battery, thanks to this new feature, you can plug in at bedtime without worry. And to make sure it's enabled, you do it exactly where I showed you. Make sure if it isn't on, that you click it on. When this side is green, it's on. When it's not, it will say optimize battery charging helps reduce it. Turn it off till tomorrow, turn it off or cancel. I would not say, I would just cancel it and then it will go back to its default position. Good, very good tip. Another one that's going to destroy your battery is screen brightness. So let's see what that is. Settings, and you go to I believe it's settings, and we want to go to
Display and brightness.
general, yeah. I think it's over here. Wait a minute, I might have missed it. Here it is, display and brightness. Now, this can ruin your phone for sure, because the factor that many experts agree has the biggest effect is screen brightness. Fortunately, this is one thing you can adjust. How do you do it? Well, we can go to our control center by swiping left to the bottom. Here is the brightness control. You can touch it to increase your brightness or lower your brightness just by dragging it up and down. You can also go to using dark mode or night shift. Dark mode will make everything literally dark at night so you can see it easy and you're not using that much battery. And night shift gives you a chance to turn it off or on. And that's in the control panel. Okay. So what it does is, for a long-term fix, turning on auto brightness, which adjusts your screen lighting based on ambient light levels. So how do you do that? You go to you turn on your settings, you go to accessibility. And now when you're at accessibility, you tap display and text size. And under display the text size, you scroll to the bottom and toggle on auto brightness. If you do that, it adjusts with the light how much of your battery or brightness you're going to use, which is a big battery saver. And it tells you right on the bottom, turning off auto brightness may affect battery life and long-term display performance. Okay, what's the next thing? Raise and wake. If you do that on your Apple Watch or something, that means it wakes it up. But every time something wakes up, it's using up battery because it has to go back down and come back up. So what we're going to do is go back to the settings app. We're going to go back to display and brightness. And don't leave raise to wake on. If it's on, turn it off immediately. Here's another waster, auto lock. I'm using never right now, so I don't lose my screen during the presentation. But if I set it to 30 seconds and this thing shuts down, I'd have to start it all up again. So the longer you leave the auto lock on never and you're not aware, it's never going to turn off unless you use the right-hand button to turn it off. So we're leaving it at never just for the class. Okay. Also, battery issues have a lot to do with apps. Outdated versions of apps run inefficiently, leading to battery drain, so it can be hard to keep track of them. So enabling automatic updates is a good idea, plus it helps you stay on top of security patches. So we're going to go to settings. And we're going to go to, well, I don't even have to do that. I think I could go to Apple. I can tap on the App Store. and go over here. And you see update all is under there. So all I have to do is just tap it at any time and it will update everything that you've got. Steve, you got a question?
Yeah, where do you get to that?
Yes. Yeah, I have a
Okay.
question regarding recording. How do you record a video on YouTube that you're presently watching?
Oh, let me get to that after, because that's not part of this presentation, okay?
Barry, I
Yeah.
have to leave. I have
Okay,
to
Bob.
leave.
Bob, thank you very much
Take
for
care, folks.
participating. Be well, thank you. I'll
Bye-bye.
carry it on from here.
Barry,
Okay.
Barry,
Yes.
where do you get to where you're going right now? To the App Store? I didn't get that part of it.
All right, hang on. Let me pull back.
Start from the beginning.
Yeah, I'll pull back. Yeah, I'm gonna pull back. We're gonna go to settings
Okay,
and we're going to go to the App Store. Sometimes I just go to search and I just put App Store.
okay, App Store, okay.
Whoop, didn't misspell that, right? Okay, App Store, see it?
Yeah,
So I can tap on it. And now it shows me app updates, and that should be enabled. Automatically download new purchases made on other devices as well. So they go across all of your devices. You update one, the others update with it. Okay? You can
Okay.
set a lot of things from that particular screen. So that's enabling your app updates. Another thing you want to watch out for is backup called background app refresh. Here's a real one that can eat up your battery in no time. So we're going to go scroll down to, let's see, settings. We're going to go to general and we're going to go to background app refresh. Here's everything that I've got and I've turned it off altogether because if you don't, every time you're going to be doing it, you're going to be going in the background, grabbing the latest thing to try and refresh it. Every time you refresh something, or if you're going on your phone and you're searching for a signal, like in wireless, for example, and you have wireless enabled and there's no wireless around, you're wasting your battery. Because it's searching, anytime you're searching for something or refreshing something affects battery life. Does that answer the question?
yeah,
No?
yes.
Okay, great. I'm supposed to move my screen away. I'm going to stop the share for one moment. And let's see what else I have. If I have anything else here. I might. Okay. I have something else I'd like to show you. So let me share this screen and then we'll just about be out of it. Okay, hang on, please. This is one that the Geeks on Tour allowed me to take, and here it is. And I'm going to start it from the beginning, if I can. There you go.
So finding a lost phone, finding a lost iPhone. So here I have an iPhone and let's say that I don't know where it is. This happened just this morning. It did, you know, and I thought it was on the dining room table, but I could not find it. I looked on the dining room table. It wasn't there.
I hid it
up under a shelf or,
Yeah.
or under a napkin or something like that. I mean, that was it, but I couldn't find it. So what did I do? I went to the web and iCloud.com. So I went to my computer or my Chromebook. This is my Chromebook. And I went to iCloud.com. then you have to sign in with your Apple ID. Now it says, well, two-factor authentication, but how do I get a number if the point is I can't find my iPhone? Well, two things. First of all, that'll come through on your iPad if you have an iPad, or no, it didn't come through on the Apple Watch. Oh, yes, it did. Yeah, so on the Apple Watch, I can do that. But notice also, if your iPhone is your only Apple device, right here, you can get quick access. Just if you're trying to find your iPhone, you don't have to fill in those numbers. You can click right here on Find iPhone. And it's done. It's found it. But am I sure this is my iPhone it's found? All devices. I have a bunch of Apple devices. So I want to make sure that what I'm looking at is the location and information about my iPhone. So I click there. Okay. So first of all, it's found it. And yes, indeed, that is the location of my house. So it's in the house somewhere. All I want then is for it to play a sound. And this will play a sound even if your phone is on mute, which mine often is. There it is. So it plays a sound. So if it's underneath a napkin on the table, or if it's in the cushions on the couch, you can find it. What you want to do is go to iCloud.com, sign in, click Find Phone, make sure you're on the right device, and then you have the choice to play a sound. That's if it's in the house. Now, if you see from the map that it's in Chicago, then you figure that somebody's stolen it and taken it somewhere, and you might want to erase the iPhone or put it in lost mode, which means it locks it and it puts a message on the screen saying, if found, please call.
Another very useful thing, right? I had a question here. Judy, are
So
you still there?
finding a lost phone.
Oh, darn.
Finding
Gotta
a
stop it.
lost iPhone. So here I
Okay. All right, that's gone now. And let's see. Okay. Can everyone hear me?
Still,
Yeah.
Okay, Judy, are you there?
I'm here.
I want to talk to you about that question you had about raise to wake.
Yes, thank you.
And it is when an iPhone update is draining battery because of settings you didn't know about or have been reset because of changes that came up, raise to wake is a good example. Now with your watch, if you lift it up, sometimes it'll turn on and off if you have the raise to wake function enabled. But you don't want to do that on the iPhone. So it could be part of a problem. If you pick up your phone a lot or walk with it swinging in your hand, the iPhone screen constantly turning on and off will drain your battery. To turn off raise to wake, you go to the settings app and you tap display and brightness, and you go down here and you see raise to wake.
Mm-hmm.
Is it showing?
Yes.
Okay, and then you toggle it like that on and just take it off like that. Do you see that?
All right, mine's been on and I didn't know that.
Right, you don't want it on because then it keeps going, every time you move your arm or if it's in your pocket. Finally, I'd like to end my section of the class talking you about the hot weather and what you should never do with your iPhone. Your iPhone is set at the factory. It's a thermostat. If the temperature is low as 30 degrees, or if it's as high as 90 degrees, and your iPhone can get that way in a car and overheat itself, it will shut itself off automatically. In some cases, it may stay off until it gets to cool down into you can even put it in the refrigerator. I've done it. One time I left my car, a phone in my car too long, and I couldn't get it started in any way. That's because every time you do that, the battery overheats and it kills the charging on it. So you don't want to leave it in your in a place where it's too warm. Your car, in your pocket even. A lot of people have them in there, will leave them on the charger a long time, and they tend to overheat. You remember the phones that exploded in Japan on the plane and whatever? These lithium-ion batteries are much safer than some other batteries, but they will tend to get hot when they're charged. If that happens, turn off your, disconnect the phone so that it's away from getting charged. Don't overcharge it, leave it. If it goes down to 20%, you'll see a red charge in the corner, a warning, and then you can just leave it there. Also, turn off airplane mode. If you turn off airplane mode, that also prevents you from searching for a signal. That saves battery life also. There's no sense if you're driving somewhere and you're looking for a cell and you don't have a cellular account or whatever, it'll switch you automatically. If you don't have wireless, then you have to use cellular, correct? So anytime you're searching for any signal or anything, it takes your battery life away. So basically, let's see if I had one more thing. Okay, I think that's it for me. Did everybody learn something today?
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Great. I'm glad to see we didn't have a big crowd, but I'd like to now talk with you about what we should do in the future. We already took a poll about how many people have devices, but I think it'd be okay if I'm feeling up to it and things are okay here, then we might do the next one on September, let's see. Right now it's August 12th. I'd look at September 2nd as my next one. Would that be agreeable to everyone?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
The-
So Steve, you have a question first.
I have
Raise
to
your hand.
go, Barry.
Okay, Kenneth, thank you for attending. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Be safe and well.
You too.
Sei gesund. Okay, Steve? Your hand was up.
Muted. He's muted.
Oh, let me see what I can do. Steve, unmute yourself, please. Steve? I guess he's not there. He had a question.
Pat has her hand up.
Pat, go ahead.
She's muted.
You're muted.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
Okay, Steve, your question now was about YouTube. You cannot record YouTube
Can you hear me now?
legally.
Barry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello? This is Steve. Do you hear me? Yes. Yeah, my question was, how do you record a video that you're watching currently on YouTube onto your phone?
You're not allowed to do that. That's a copyright violation. You can share it or something, but unless you have permission to share a YouTube video from the developer or the person that put it together, you could be violating the copyright law. That's why it allows you to share it.
I'd like to take my chances.
Well, you do, and YouTube catches you, you could be in big trouble. They do have a bot that searches for copyright violations now. When I bring this video up online over the weekend, it's going to show that certain images, it will go through and it will look, and at the videos that I put up, and I am covered by the copyright on it. I have permission, so I should be okay. Next question was from Pat O'Donnell.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to know, where do you find the hidden menus?
Hidden menus are on the apps on your phone. I'll show you again if I can. Let me do that.
Just do one.
Okay. I'll do my best.
Turn on the hidden.
Okay.
I'm going to share the screen right now. Let's see what I can do. Hold on. You see it? You see the iPhone at all?
No, not yet.
All right, hold on. Let me share the screen and let me go back again to the iPhone, iPad, and we're going to go here. Okay, give me a second.
Barry, I've got to go. Something crazy is happening with my computer.
Uh-oh.
It says getting Windows ready. Don't turn off your computer. And I've got my mouse is going all over crazy.
Okay. All right.
Should I just turn off my computer?
Yeah, just turn off your video. It should be all right.
It's a video, not your computer.
Yeah.
Turn
Stop
off
your
my
video.
is
Your video.
Your iPhone is displayed.
There you go.
I can't get to the screen. I've got this big blue screen that says getting Windows ready. Don't turn off your computer.
Updating.
Oh, you may be doing an update.
Okay.
It may be doing a background update. Yeah, don't turn it off.
The mouse is going crazy.
Oh. Well,
Your
better
iPhone
use-
is being displayed.
Your display is up, Barry.
Okay. Maybe your mouse has a mental health issue.
I think so. Oh, no.
I think you should report it. Okay, look, here's the question that Pat, do you see that now?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
If you touch any of the
I
apps
see the
there,
screen.
there's your drop-down menu, for example, for settings.
How do you turn that on?
You don't. It just touch it on the phone with your finger.
Oh.
It's automatic. It turns on depending on what you touch. If you touch the as I showed you, if you touch the shopping thing and you want to touch Amazon, you just touch the Amazon app and there's the drop-down menu for that. It's automatic.
Yeah, but how do you? I'm not getting the drop-down menu.
Wow.
Where do you turn that on?
You don't turn it on. It's just push your finger on it. Just touch it. Pressure.
All right.
Not on the i12.
You don't see it?
That's where I have the i12.
Oh, it should be on this is iOS 15.
Oh, the phone,
Operating system.
Yeah, the update is iOS 15. So if you go to your settings and we go to general and about, you can see that this even is on 15.6. That's the latest version. For that to work, you got to be at least an iPhone 15 version. So if you haven't updated your phone, you got to go to settings, general software update, and see if there's an update there that you have not installed, and that will solve the issue. Folks, it's been a pleasure. I've got to go.
Thanks.
And I hope you learned a great deal.
Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Thank
you learn
you.
a
It was
lot.
very,
That's what's
it was
important.
very
Thank you.
informative. I really enjoyed.
Thank you.
I enjoy a class like this with the tips and tricks.
Okay, well, please stay healthy. And until the next time, this is Barry Cowen saying goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.